Hello, Swamiji. My name is Jwalin. My question relates to Swami Vivekananda's theory of Karma Yoga as a way to achieve enlightenment. Personally, I'm having trouble connecting that with what's discussed here in the talks with the knowledge of Brahman and Atman. I don't understand how that realization can come from something like Karma Yoga or Bhakti Yoga, which seems much more dualist.
Yes. The reason you're having difficulty in relating that to what we are talking here is because we are not talking about it. We are talking about Jnana Yoga or Advaita Vedanta, which is primarily what I talk about here. That's why you're finding it difficult to relate. What's the relationship? First, I'll tell you about the relationship between karma and knowledge in the classical Advaita framework. The classical Advaita framework is karma, action in the world, is very important for generating knowledge. It helps us, but only in a secondary sense. It will not directly lead to enlightenment. That was the position of Shankara and all his followers. It will not directly lead to enlightenment. What it can do is purify our minds. When we pursue karma in the worldly sense, I'm doing something to get something, then it just conditions the mind with desire and lack of fulfillment, and we want more and more, and we try in different ways to become fulfilled here. Whereas, if we do the same karma as a spiritual practice, not for I, me, myself, but whatever work I'm doing, in the office, in your job, in your career, at home, and more importantly, the work which I selflessly do for others without wanting anything back. All of that is karma yoga. And you do it in a spirit of dedication to God, or Ishvara, Bhagavan. That purifies the mind. How does it do so? The greatest impurity is selfishness. Selfishness is that which binds us to this body-mind. Advaita is interested in that. See, all the discussions we are having is identification with this body-mind, identification with the vritti jnana, with the individual, with the moonlight, let's say. So that identification is strengthened by the more selfish action we keep on doing, lifetime after lifetime. The more we feel, I am this one and I have individual projects to attain. Whereas selfless action begins to purify the mind, and you begin to see that you are not really this little I, me mind. You already are not. Then Jnana Yoga, it takes hold. In an impure, deeply selfish, deeply identified with body-mind, the knowledge of Brahman does not take hold. In Hindi, they say, baithta nahi hai, doesn't sit well. If all our thinking in our daily life is I, me, mine, and then once in a while I read I am Brahman, it won't make much sense. If I purify the mind, I just begin to see that, oh, this I, me, mine is sort of childish. This body and the other bodies and other people, they are all the same basically. We are all one being, or at least one consciousness. Consciousness in and through various bodies and mind. This much feeling also will become more and more real and more obvious. Then the understanding I am Brahman will become very clear to us. So it is very helpful. Karma Yoga is very helpful. Jnana Yoga takes a rather dim view of karma itself. That not only karma, any kind of practice. There's a beautiful verse in the Ashtavakra which says, Shuddham buddham priyam purnam nishprapancham niramayam atmanam tam na jananti tatrabhyasa priyo janaha tatrabhyasa paro janaha. People do not know themselves as this pure being. Pure being means beyond karma, good and bad. They do not know themselves as, this is Shuddham, Buddham, they do not know themselves as this limitless consciousness, witness consciousness. Priyam, they do not know themselves as the source of all fulfillment and happiness. That's why we are running around. You're a billionaire, basically, running around with a hat in hand for a little handout from the world. You're a billionaire. You don't need anything from the world. Nisargadatta Maharaj was a non-dualist in Mumbai. He says, this world, his words were, This very sense of being or presence which I have now, even this also I have no use for. We say, I am not the body, not the mind, pure consciousness, pure awareness. This pure consciousness, pure awareness is also mediated through the mind. He says, even this I have no use for. Even before you say, I am the witness, you are. Even before you say that. You don't need to say it. So this is Priyam. I don't need anything from outside. Anyway, then it goes on to say Purnam. It is complete in itself. It's not that there is one pure consciousness and there is a world from which it needs to draw sustenance. No. The world is an appearance. It's not ultimately real. So next word, Nishprapancham. It's free of this. Prapancha means this worldly display made of 5 elements. Physical world, mental world, it's free of all of that. And Niramayam, therefore free of all suffering. Old age, body. Disease, body and prana. Hunger and thirst, prana. Frustration, unhappiness, mind, manas. Ignorance, confusion, buddhi, intellect. But pure consciousness is free of all of them. Is a witness to all of them. Their presence, arrival and disappearance and coming back again. So you're the witness consciousness and free of Niramayam, free of all disease, of all ailment, of all suffering, of all negativity, of all impurity. You have no problem at all. You realize that and you stay with it. Those who do not know it, Atmanam tam na jananti. Those who do not know this as their own self. They don't know themselves as this, what we are talking about. What do they become? Tatra abhyasa parojana. They become dedicated to practice. What does that practice mean? It means everything that you do in this world. You're out to make $1 million on Wall Street. That's practice. Because you think that will lead to fulfillment. It won't, but it's good to go through that experience. What will happen? If you don't make $1 million, you'll be frustrated. If you make $1 million, you'll be dissatisfied. Only 2 things. Only 2 possibilities. But it's good to learn this. It's good to go through that and learn it. All right. So I don't want $1 million. I'm going to give it all up. I'm going to go to Columbia University or NYU and get a PhD. No, I'm dedicated to knowledge. Try that. That's also practice. That's dry knowledge. I think there's Iris Murdoch, I think, the great British novelist. She was a philosopher before that. Was she Irish? So she was a well-trained analytic philosopher, I think in Cambridge or Oxford somewhere. But she gave it up because she said, I can do better philosophy in writing novels than I can do it at Cambridge University. So I give up for knowledge. I am a pursuit of knowledge for art. Try it. Abhyasa para. Yeah. It's sacrilege to say these things in Manhattan. We have got the Museum Mile on the east side there. The whole place is dedicated to art. So that's the religion of the 20th century. The whole idea was we can replace God. We're going to throw God out and replace God with art, replace God with social causes, replace God with something or the other. And what happened? None of them worked. They are not good replacements. God, for all his faults, old Karmajan that he is, but he is bigger than all of this. That's what the late 20th century and early 21st century is dedicated to rediscovering this. So, Abhyasa para. Then we give it all up. Oh, all right, so I have come to my senses. Now I'm going to be a spiritual practitioner. Karma yoga, meditation, dhyana yoga, devotion, and bhakti yoga, and Vedanta, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Right? Ashtavakra says, no, you're still Abhyasa parajana. You're still practicing. Because you don't know what you are. The moment you know what you are, you will throw the whole lot into the trash heap. Not actually. See, it's very subtle. Internally, you don't have any need of these things anymore. Because what you have discovered ultimately by your spiritual practice, what you discover is that it's already naturally yours. It's not dependent on spiritual practices. It's not even dependent on Vedantic teachings. In fact, a stage comes when you will see the final obstruction are these words. You've found it. And then you keep hearing the Swami said, it's pure consciousness, I'm Atman, I'm Brahman, I'm the witness. And you will find these words itself are the last hurdle. Let go. People make a mistake that at least we have to hold on to this teaching, right? I let go of everything else. I have to hold on to Vedanta. Only as long as we are in ignorance. When you're enlightened, you have to let go of Vedanta. Upanishad say, Datra ye Veda bhavanti. Vedas are no Vedas at all. So once you've discovered that, you let it go earlier at your own peril. It's the pole vaulter who races along and then vaults up to the highest height he or she can, and then the pole vaulter has to let go of the pole. If you say, no, it's taken me so far, I'm dependent on it. No, let go. Then only you can go over the barrier, you can cross over into enlightenment and freedom. Oh, I let go. So when I'm running around, let go. Okay, let go. I don't want it. The master told me that's the most advanced practice, to let go. Well, then also you're in trouble. So this is the traditional idea about Karma Yoga, that it's the part of the pole vaulting, the pole that includes many other things also, devotional practices, and at its basis, ethics. All of these are the pole which will catapult you. And the final thing is the Vedantic, the innermost practices are the Vedantic, hearing, reasoning, and meditation. Now, Swami Vivekananda, he says to Swami Turiyananda, who was also, Vivekananda and Turiyananda were both here, not in this building, but both at the Vedanta Society of New York at one time. He says to Turiyananda in India, he says, Hari Bhai, he used to call him Bhaya, brother, in this age, I have made a new path, as in days of old. Young men and women, as in days of old, there was meditation and prayer and philosophical inquiry. In the days to come, there will be young men and women. He specifically mentions women. Young men and women, I see them working out their way to salvation through karma, through the path of service. So that's an entirely different yoga. I'm not going to go into that. The paradigm is different there. The problem is this selfish clinging to personality, and the solution is a direct attack on that selfishness. And classical Advaita would say, yeah, that's great, but finally you have to come and, Upanishads, and you have to come to Vedanta class. Swami Vivekananda says, not necessarily. Your real nature is already there. Remove the veil of selfishness and what else remains? It should very easily shine forth. You don't have to put much effort into it. In fact, the other way around, those who have not put effort into Karma Yoga and they rush into Jnana Yoga because I want the best. It's like the letting go of the pole or not using the pole at all. And then your jump falls far short of the... So this is the difference. I highly recommend Karma Yoga, the little book, Swami Vivekananda, that book. What's his name? J.D. Salinger, the novelist. He writes, these two little classics, Karma Yoga and Raja Yoga, about Vivekananda's two books. These two little classics, our American youth would do well to carry around in their pockets. This was in the 1960s, I think. Yeah. All right. Thank you.